Yo, boys. Welcome to week 4. A little bit late on the podcast, but we're here, baby. I'm going to go ahead and dive in on some injury report news and everything so y'all can fill up your lineups where they need to be, give you updates on all these guys before all the games start tomorrow. And we'll also go through, I'll look at the SGS League and everything. We'll check all of that out. Real quick, got to do one thing. Everyone who comes in tonight, man, how we all doing? All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and look through some injury news. First off, Chris Jones, personal, added to the injury report. So if you got the Chiefs defense that you're starting this week, just keep that in mind. He might not play tomorrow. I don't really know what's going to happen with that. Looks like we got Marvin Mims questionable for Monday. Not really fantasy relevant whatsoever. Let's see. Let's look. Colston Loveland is not expected to play. So if you got any tight end spot that you need to fill up or anything, Cole Kmet would be a bad stream. Looks like he's going to definitely take over the majority of the work here with no Loveland. Looks like Russell Wilson is expected to emerge as a trade candidate. I mean, if you go pick him up, I guess have fun with that. I mean, at this point, Russell Wilson's at the tail end of his career. Don't really see much going on with that. McMillan's going to play week 4, which is big news. No Xavier Legette either, which is big. So McMillan looks like he's probably going to be set to obviously take the majority of the targets in this offense, even though he already kind of has since he has been playing with this team. Let's see what else. Darren Waller snap count doesn't really matter. Justin Fields is going to start week 4, so he'll be starting for the Jets. Kind of interested to see what Garrett Wilson's lines look like on Underdog right now. My boy Christian Gonzalez is finally expected to play week 4. Hopefully that helps our defense out. Damn it, because our defense is literally the worst in the league right now. And then big news for all you Tampa Bay fans. Baker Mayfield, Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs, all expected to play week 4. So it looks like a majority of the team for Tampa Bay is starting to get fully healthy now, other than a couple of linemen that are hurt still. Terry McLaurin's not going to be placed on IR, but obviously he's not playing this week. De'Ami Brown doesn't really matter. 49ers close to having exact target date for Brandon Ayuk's return from knee injury. I don't really know how he's going to be when he comes back. Obviously, this was a tremendous injury for him, so I don't really know if he's going to be back fully to the level that we had with Brandon Ayuk a couple years ago. Ricky Pearsall, officially questionable. I think he's going to play, so I would probably keep him in your lineup unless anything changes. Juwan Jennings, questionable. Brock Purdy, that's big news as well. He is not listed, so he's going to be full good to go this week. Tyler Higbee, Noah Fant, any other players? I think Krosky Merritt's going to play this week as well. I'm kind of fading and putting him in my lineup this week until I see him start to kind of get the bulk of the backfield, but right now it's kind of a committee with McNichols. Xavier Worthy's going to play. That's another player where I'm like, I'm not going to start him until I see him fully to capacity, what actually he's going to be doing, like if he's going to be on a snap count, I would have a feeling that he's not going to be 100% healthy the rest of the season with the injury that he got. But Jamar Chase on T. Higgins' last lack of involvement. I've always told him, if he wants the ball, go F and ask for it. Okay. Interesting. Jalen Warren's going to play. I think DeAndre Swift's going to play as well. Malik Neighbors is going to play. Devontae Smith, I would expect to play as well. So that's pretty much all the bulk of the work that we're seeing here. That's just going through all the injury news and everything that we're seeing currently. So a lot of good news injury-wise for a lot of players. Looks like really if you have Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, a lot of those Washington players, that's really the ones that I'm seeing that it's like, damn, they're not playing. But it is what it is. Marcus Mariota would be a good streaming quarterback to go pick up if you were needing to get a quarterback ASAP. But otherwise, let's get into some matchup, boys. So obviously we already had the Thursday night game, Seahawks Cardinals. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a video out before that game, but either way, got a video going. We're good to go. So I'm going to go through the first matchup of the week that we got, which is going to be Andy and Connor. So real quick, Canyon, appreciate you streaming into the channel today, man. Should I sell Marvin Harrison and Montgomery for Keenan Allen, or am I paying too much? I think you're paying too much for that. I wouldn't get Keenan Allen like now. Now, if it was, it would be more fair if it was one of them straight up, but doing both of them for Keenan Allen, I wouldn't do that. I don't think he's that valuable, to be honest. He's just trying to sell him high, in my opinion. And if you look at it, I mean, yeah, Keenan Allen's been getting a lot of targets, but his fantasy relevance is just because of the fact that he has scored the first 3 games of the season. And that's why he's wide receiver 7 right now. If I'm not, I think he's wide receiver 7. Don't quote me on that, but that's why he's a top 10 wide receiver in fantasy this year, because of the touchdowns and everything that he's been getting. Anyways, I'm looking through this team for Andy. Not a great start for Andy, unfortunately. You got Jackson Smith with 11, Charbonnet with 11, McBride with 8. So, I mean, not the most terrible performances, but already projected 33% to lose. It's a little worry. The Seahawks defense played great for Connor, and Kyler's got 16. So, yeah, anytime, man. If you have any other questions, let me know. But, yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, Connor's already looking like he's the heavy favorite here. And if I was going to pick right now, I mean, I wouldn't lie. I mean, I think Connor's probably going to get the dub this week. His team overall looks better with who Andy is starting currently. Andy, I mean, the CeeDee Lamb injury is really taking a toll on for Andy for sure. Pacheco just been absolute dog water to start the season too, is not helping either. And now having to start Jordan Addison, which we don't really know what to expect from Jordan Addison going into this week. And then starting Ramondre and Travion Henderson, 2 Patriots running backs. It's just, yeah, Andy's down in the dirt right now. It's unfortunate for him. It is very unfortunate right now, but always some room for bounce back, hopefully. Connie's team's definitely looking a lot better compared to his. So definitely going to go with Connie this week. Briefly going through Tuck versus Easton here. From the looks of it, it's looking like, and I mean, man, Easton's team having Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, and Brock Bowers is nuts. It's absolutely crazy. Brock Bowers, obviously, he's kind of had a slow start to the season compared to what we're used to with this guy. I mean, he's only had 6 and 7 the last 2 weeks, but I would expect him to pick it up. Kind of a mid matchup against Chicago. We'll kind of see how that goes, but kind of just looking at these teams overall. I mean, obviously Tuck's got an insane backfield with Kyron Williams and McCaffrey. Justin Herbert's been playing out of his mind this year. Garrett Wilson's been playing really good this year as well. And Zay Flowers, he had that down game this past week. But overall, as the season has progressed, he's been doing pretty good. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Why are you scratching up the carpet for? Get your booty out of here, dude. Get out of here. I don't know why he was scratching up that carpet, but I mean, if you're looking at these teams, I would honestly go with Easton's team. I mean, with how, just on paper, if you're looking at these two teams right here, I would lean towards Easton's, but it's just because of the three just absolute monsters that he's got on his roster right now. So, I mean, he went to go make that trade, and arguably, Easton, I think you won that trade, just me personally, because Puka is an absolute, I mean, he's number one in fantasy right now. Dude's been consistently getting look at his targets. 11, 9, 15, fantasy points, 18, 23, 17. This dude is putting up insane numbers this year. Are probably going to be, if he stays healthy, he's wide receiver one in my mind. So I don't see anything slowing down with that anytime soon. As long as Matthew Stafford's healthy and everything too. I got Easton this week. I think Easton's going to get the dub. Now, looking at Dylan and Bryce this week, kind of already had some players play. So Marvin Harrison had a decent game, 15, and then you had a Kenneth Walker with 11. Not too bad. Looking at these teams on paper, obviously Dylan has had a struggle. A lot of his guys have not been performing the way that they should be performing. Ashton Jeanty, Chase Brown, Brian Thomas. I mean, a lot of these guys have not been performing to the caliber that they should be performing at right now. Brian Thomas has an insane amount of drops this year. Chase Brown has the worst yards per carry in the league currently with the workload that he's receiving. And Ashton Jeanty just hasn't performed to the caliber that we were expecting him with his top prospects. So it's still early in the season. We could definitely see some changes with these guys into the future. But overall, just a disappointment in how Dylan's team has performed so far this year. And then you look at Bryce's team. He's 1-2 on the season. Unfortunate to have the Joe Burrow injury, and so Jamar Chase, the height that Jamar could have reached this year, being the number one pick in most drafts this year, has kind of slimmed down. Can't be disappointed in how Quentin Johnston's played this year. He's been an absolute monster. Picking him off the waivers was a huge thing to do. Tyreek Hill, I mean, obviously he hasn't had the worst season. He played pretty decent last week. I mean, he's putting up 13 and 13, so he's getting a lot of target volume. Bo Nix, he's been a little disappointing so far to start the season. Kamara's been, kind of up and down. He didn't have the best week 3, but yeah, I mean, overall, this matchup to me, I mean, this one's kind of a tough one for me to pick. Really tough, honestly. I mean, if the players that Dylan has continue to trend in the wrong direction, and I mean, they got some tough matchups too. Denver for Chase Brown, and then San Francisco for Brian Thomas. I'd probably lean towards Bryce this week, even though Bryce isn't projected to win. I mean, y'all let me know your thoughts on that one. That's a tough one. All right, next up we got Seth and Jack. This is going to be a good matchup right here. This might be arguably one of the matchups of the week for sure. Looking at this one, obviously Seth went and made that trade. No more Puka. He's now got Chuba Hubbard and A.J. Brown. So went to get some more depth on his team, which, I mean, obviously he was down bad with the running back room that he had. Has a lot of handcuff backs, and overall, he just needed to make a move, and he made a move. So can't really fault him for going and getting a running back, as well as a solid receiver to go get on the back end too. So I mean, A.J. Brown played great this last week, put up 19. So looking at this matchup on paper, you're kind of looking at both teams. I mean, obviously Jack is the only undefeated team left in the SGS League. He's had insane performances from James Cook. James Cook is still the number 2 back right now in fantasy. And then Saquon, a little bit of a disappointing start to the season for him, but I think he's going to probably start picking it up pretty quick. He's got a great matchup against Tampa Bay here. And yeah, I mean, he's been carving out wins. So if I'm looking at this matchup on paper, I would prefer Jack's running backs, but I would prefer Seth's wide receivers here. Kind of a pretty even matchup. Baker Mayfield's got a tough matchup coming in. Caleb Williams' matchup isn't as tough. I would probably lean towards Seth's teams here, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jack's running backs alone just carry the load here. Pause. But I would probably lean towards Seth's team this week here. Kyle and Jace. Another great matchup here. Kyle's had a great start to the season. Jonathan Taylor's been an absolute monster for him. Derrick Henry's been definitely a little up and down so far this season. Josh Allen's Josh Allen, man. Wide receiver group, obviously you got some Jacoby Myers and Deebo Samuel starting, then you got Nick Chubb in the flex spot. So looking at Jace's team, you got Josh Jacobs, great matchup against Dallas this week. I think he's going to slay. Devon Achan's been great this year. I love the Michael Pittman start this week. I think he's going to definitely flourish. He's been surprisingly really good this year from where he was getting drafted. DJ Moore's been a little iffy. Ricky Pearsall's had a decent start to the season. I think he will play. I'm kind of leaning towards Kyle. It's kind of tough, honestly. The running back rooms to me are very even with the matchups and everything going on. And the receivers, I kind of lean towards Jace. Just a little. It's not much, though. Jacoby Myers has been a heavy target this year. 12, 10. He only had 4 targets last week. This one's a toss-up. I'd probably lean towards Kyle. Jonathan Taylor's been an absolute monster. I hate that I traded him away. Hurts me. Another great matchup right here. Carson and Burt. Looking at this matchup. Now, Carson's team is slowly but surely starting to come to life here. Amarion Hampton had a great game last week with 21. Nico Collins is really starting to pick it up. He's going to get heavy targets every single week in this offense. I think we're expecting a bounce back from Drake London this week. He has been somewhat of a disappointment to start the year. But, if you look at it, the targets are there, 15, 4, 8. He's going to continue to be getting the targets. Jake Ferguson, with no CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson should crush this week. He had 14 targets last week, but he had 12 targets when CeeDee Lamb was playing. So Jake Ferguson's definitely rise in my rankings for tight ends this year. And then McMillan, obviously he's going to be getting a lot of heavy workload on the targets and everything too. He should play. Looking at Burt's team here, Daniel Jones, pretty solid start. He's been crushing this year. Definitely been a surprise. The Colts in general have been a surprise this year. DeAndre Swift's been a little bit up and down. Javonte Williams had a great start. Didn't play that well last week. But we'll kind of see. He's playing against Green Bay. That's a tough matchup. Amon-Ra's been crushing. Ladd McConkey's been somewhat of a disappointment this year. Tyler Warren's been playing pretty solid. Flexing out Jawan Jennings too, which Jawan Jennings has been playing pretty solid too. He's been getting heavy targets in this offense, which arguably, if I'm looking at this, I would probably start Jawan Jennings over Chris Godwin just because we don't really know what to expect. With Chris Godwin coming back, he'll probably be on a snap count. I'm going with Carson's team this week. Carson's got a lot of great matchups right here, and his team's starting to slowly but surely starting to crush. Can't even forget to mention J.K. Dobbins. He's been consistent to start this year. Drake May, too. He's been pretty solid. He's number 9 in QBs right now. So I like Carson overall to take the dub this week. And then me and Chance this week. Pretty good matchup coming along right here. He started Trey Benson. Unfortunately, Trey Benson didn't play that great this week. Didn't get a lot of he only got, 12 carries? No, he only got 8 carries. Got 8 carries, 5 receptions for 19. So, looking at this matchup for me, obviously, I think I'm just going to stick with the starting lineup that I have currently just because of the fact that I don't really want to start Krosky Merritt or Xavier Worthy. I kind of want to wait and see what happens this week with these guys. But yeah, overall, I'm scared about Lamar Jackson, obviously, and going up against Kansas City. I'm pretty scared about the receiver core that he has, too. Cortland Sutton crushed last week. He had 20. Rome Odunze's been a monster this year, putting up 12, 28, 13. Justin Jefferson's been a little iffy this year so far. Not the caliber of player that we're expecting. But, I mean, overall, this matchup's going to be great. I think that my running back, I'm really excited about Jordan Mason tomorrow morning. I would expect Malik Neighbors to have a pretty decent bounce back with Jackson Dart starting. Hopefully Tucker Kraft's got a great matchup this week. I would expect him to crush. Judkin's got a tough matchup. Keenan Allen's got a pretty good matchup coming up against the Giants. Bills' defense against New Orleans should be pretty solid. So, this is going to be a great matchup, man. I think that both of our teams are going to crush. I think we're easily both going to put up over 100 points this week. So we'll kind of see what happens. Good luck to you, Chance, but hopefully I can crush this week, get to 3-1. So real quick, I'm going to check out the standings. So obviously right now the only 3-0 undefeated team in the league is Jack Gray. So Jack, going to go ahead and give you a clap. But we're looking at a lot of 2-1s right now. Right now, there are 7 2-1 teams in the league, so a lot of teams that have a lot of opportunity to get into the playoffs. It's early to talk about playoffs right now, but we got a lot of 2-1 teams right now, so a lot of even matchups. We only got 2 0-3 teams. We got Dylan and Andy, and then we got 4 1-2 teams. We got Carson, Easton, Bert, and Bryce currently, so right now, it's looking pretty even with the SGS and with the Sooners and the Pokes. So the Sooners are slowly but surely starting to come back to life. Got a lot of 2-1 guys. We'll kind of see how it goes this week. That'll definitely tell us a lot there. But overall, number 1 currently is Jack, baby. Who's put up the most points? It's looking like it's been Chance. Chance's team has been crushing. Looking like second right now is Kyle's team, and then third is Tuck. So, let's check out the final standing projections real quick, guys. So, obviously, this continues to just change week by week. But right now, 1 is Kyle, 2 is Tuck. 3 is going to be Chance. 4 is Jack. 5 is me. 6 is going to be Connie. 7, Seth. 8 is Jace. 9 is going to be Bert. 10 is Carson. 11 is Easton. 12 is Bryce. 13 is Andy. And 14 is Dylan. So that's where we're sitting out with final standings projections. These change crazy. I was projected like 13 2 weeks ago. So these change a lot overall. So, but yeah, just kind of looking at everything from a whole right there, guys. Just want to do a quick little recap. I'm excited for tomorrow, ready to watch some Red Zone. Overall, man, the league's close right now, boys. The league is close. We got some great squads this year. So, appreciate everyone. I might do a little live stream tomorrow morning before all the games start just to do some lineup changes and shit before. But appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank y'all. We will be back sometime either tomorrow